Hello everyone, welcome back. In today's video, Tien Sanh will share with you the process of raising sharks on the price path. We will explore the GU currency pair together, as well as other markets in this video today. And in upcoming videos, I will talk a lot more. We will explore the process of how sharks guide players to participate in each model and how they steer their money. In this process, we have three methods. The first method is to create price trap models to set traps for the crowd. The second process is to use conditional moments to target the crowd. And the third condition is, during turbulent periods caused by surplus factors, the circuits will use the breeding process. I've told you many times why breeding, and when sharks breed the crowd, how the price path behaves. Today, we will clarify this in a 30-minute time frame, discussing it very thoroughly and in detail. I'm confident that when you watch this video by Tien Sanh, you'll be able to apply it in your trading work and immediately improve your trading performance. This is not a joke. These are entirely practical insights. When you listen to it slowly, you'll understand and be able to answer the question of why sometimes when I enter the market and trade using traditional methods and models, I make money, and other times I lose money. Why are my models sometimes effective and sometimes not? Can you explain it from a broader, higher perspective to broaden my horizons? In today's video, I will explain it very thoroughly. You see, in the market, there are times when you trade using methods like this. We look at a model and see a double top pattern. We simply wait for the market to appear at the peak position. When a reversal candlestick pattern appears, we immediately sell. Conversely, when the market shows certain patterns, we wait for a bullish reversal candlestick pattern to appear, then we buy. We just need to place a stop loss below and the target above. This way, we have a profit. The question is, why is it that sometimes profits come so easily and we continuously make profits, but other times we incur losses and the losses keep piling up? So where are we in the game? You need to know that when you drive a car, whether it's a 4-seater, 7-seater, or 12-seater, knowing the size of the car will tell us the number of passengers on the trip and the benefits the driver will earn. For example, if it's a 4-seater car, the driver can only earn a total profit from 4 people participating in traffic. But if it's a 7-seater, he can earn more, and the more people involved, the more profit he can make. So, you need to understand why in the market we need to grasp the stages of shark feeding. Remember breeding, hunting, and setting traps. Let me describe this to you. Before you learn any knowledge, you need to have a basic foundational concept and a perspective that goes beyond the issues we've been stuck in. We need a perspective that goes beyond that so we can see more broadly and further. Now let me ask you this. When you are a farmer and you want to make a living, which method do you choose? The method is to set traps. Setting traps means that in that area, there are resources, and you are skilled in everything, making it favorable, so you keep setting them. Then you will succeed. However, in the winter, you cannot set traps because the weather conditions do not allow it, and your resources are depleted. If you set traps, you definitely won't catch anything. Next, you will hunt. Of course, you can use tools for hunting, but in this case, hunting requires the prey to be off guard and have weaknesses for you to successfully hunt, right? And, conversely, if the conditions are not favorable, like the prey is too scarce, for example, when winter comes, and the prey is too scarce, we hunt but cannot catch anything. We encounter situations where the conditions are not suitable, the prey is depleted, or there are too few prey, making hunting ineffective. Is there a better and more proactive way? That is farming. And livestock raising. What do you need for livestock raising? First, you need breeding stock. To have breeding stock, you have to invest money to buy it. First, you buy the breeding stock, then you buy the feed, and then you have to feed your breeding stock for a long period until it grows. And when it grows, you don't immediately slaughter it. Instead, you wait for it to grow a bit more so it can reproduce and attract, creating new batches, what we call new litters or herds. So let's think about it. In unstable market conditions, farmers might choose to engage in livestock raising. Raising livestock has the benefit of providing more sustainable and longer-term gains. Let's explore which regions we might encounter the phase of livestock raising, like the bear chart pattern. You are in the livestock raising zone, and you'll see that the peak position is the peak of the sharks. Why do we say it's the shark's peak in this model? When we look back at the past, we find the basis to know that the price will drop at the level of 1.34. Of course, we don't know the reason why. And if we don't have it then, who has the ability and strength to push the price down? Surely it's the sharks. But the question is, if the sharks push the price down, why don't they let it drop immediately? Instead, they let the price rise and return to the old peak, creating a very nice setup for you to sell. And when you participate in the market, are you the one selling here? Certainly. The sharks create conditions for you to participate. And we continue to see at the next bottom position, this is also the shark's bottom. Because when the price is dropping, it doesn't encounter any support. When we look across, it doesn't encounter any support. The price automatically rebounds and reversal patterns appear. We don't know this position. We enter to catch the bottom. But at the next position, you have enough ability and knowledge to catch the bottom. You buy, and you feel that taking profit is very easy. We sell because of the double top pattern, and we can hold back because of the double bottom pattern. Or instead, we buy because of the double bottom pattern, and we can hold back against the double top patterns. We buy at these positions and hold back. It's so easy. So there are times when we find it very easy to profit. But remember this, you will be operating within a controlled zone. You will profit within a zone where people will measure and wait carefully, and it will be in this area. Why is that? Because we see that when you raise a cow or a chicken, you keep it in a pen and feed it in a trough. Right? We can't raise a chicken in a pen and then feed it outside in the garden. It might run away, or there might be snakes, or hawks that come to take it away. So how do we ensure that we raise them safely without being stolen or harmed? They will be raised in a pen and fed in a trough. So our pen will be created here. And we see that the one who created this pen is actually the first shark who led this blood, and the main pillar is the sharks, while the participants are the crowd. Remember that the crowd does not distinguish between buyers and sellers. When you buy or sell, you are just small players in the market and are using the same currency, right? We are using the same currency. So when we participate in any market, we want to make a profit, and that's what you aim for. To profit easily, think about it. When you feed a chicken or a cow, do you put the food in a trough or scatter it all over the place? You put the food in a trough to help the cow eat easily and efficiently. Conversely, if you scatter it, the cow eats less, and a lot of the food gets wasted. Similarly, you do the same thing, providing you with good entry points and opportunities to profit. You find ways to pocket the profits, but you know you will never stop when you have small profits. Remember, you will never stop when you have small profits. And I assure you that all of you watching this video today agree with me that we continue trading when our profits are just a few hundred or a few $1,000s. But when you earn $100,000 or $200,000, you might take a break and go on a vacation. Right? But if we earn small profits, we will continue. And this is the action that most people will take. When they have small and easy profits, they will think, why don't we continue? Because it's not enough, not satisfying, so we will keep going. And then the game starts to change. We will talk about the stages. In the fast mode, the big players will build the farm, right? They introduce the breed and make it easy for the breed to eat. Look at how the farm is built here. This position and this position. The peaks and troughs are created by the big players. The players appear here. Buying and selling happens here. And then the players gradually appear. Remember this. Remember why we are raising a breed, because we want this breed to grow. To grow, it needs to eat a lot, right? Eating a lot allows it to grow quickly. The crowd is the same. The crowd eats a lot, but in a controlled manner. So the crowd grows quickly. And when it grows quickly, what does it do? It reproduces. Similarly, when you make money, what will you do? You will invite other players to join this game, and you will create an extremely FOMO crowd driven by greed. You will increase the likes, right? And you will start placing bigger bets. When your capital is $1,000, you trade one mont. But when your capital is $2,000, because you've been successful, you tend to trade larger amounts than at the beginning. When you see larger amounts, you have a higher risk of losing money, but this doesn't immediately affect the process of the big players. It's not about setting traps or shooting at you. If it were about setting traps and shooting, the game would be different. For example, when we shoot a target, a bullet can only hit one. A single target, right? And when it has shot the target will definitely burn. The target will definitely burn. And when it burns, we can only consume one type. But on the contrary, if we farm, when we farm and create a herd of cattle or a flock, we can consume little by little each target. And everything is very fresh and sweet. Similarly, let's look at our process here. When you see a new farmer, remember the new farmers are created here. Then start drawing the new farmers. We begin to see new farmers being created, named on the chart. These people participate in the market by buying at the peak or buying when the trash is out, or simply recognizing the market's reversal issues, creating trend lines as in this model. And pay attention when the market controllers start creating models where you begin to draw trend lines and realize the issue is that the price is forming higher lows. And the models you thought were easy to profit from, like flag patterns, and you adjust the trend line, you see it can achieve winter, 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 winter to let it grow, to attract more people for a few rounds, right? And it grows and multiplies more and more, and then the market will start to shift. It will make money. And how will it make money? The first thing the market understands is that when feeding the crowd, there are two ways. One way is to let one person profit while the other loses money. One person gains while the other loses, or let both people gain. So, if one person profits and the other loses, let's see how the transaction works together. Suppose you sell from the top down and still hope that you will be at the bottom position. This is your plan. We will put ourselves in the position of the players in the market. I'm selling here, right? I stop loss down here. Stop loss at this point a little. You are at the bottom area, but we don't gain anything because when selling, the price immediately turns around and tends to return to the break-even point. You almost see all your profits vanish, and the price continues to drop again and It's with so many wave patterns like that. Why is it green? Do you know why it doesn't just go straight up, but instead gives those wave patterns? Why does it give those wave patterns? Because when there are wave patterns, remember this, when there are wave patterns, we humans start to react and move according to those price patterns. Take the following example. Suppose that if the price immediately turns upward, surely these people will cut their losses and exit. But on the contrary, yes, but on the contrary, when you re-enter here and the price goes down, then turns up and hasn't hit the top notch, and the price hasn't locked the peak, surely you still have the mindset of wanting to hold on a little longer, right? Wanting to hold on a little longer, precisely because when you are still hesitating, remember this difference, the difference between the two patterns. The first pattern is a drop followed by an immediate rise. Now, let me describe it for you. From the first day, this is a double top pattern, right? Or a drop followed by an increase. This is just a scenario with a double top pattern. Yes, then it goes down. After that, it continues to fluctuate a bit. Then it goes down again, like several scenarios, a different scenario, where if the crowd joins in and this price breaks, they will cut their losses immediately. So, their action is decisive, right? Their action moves on. Very decisive and very aggressive. People like you should ask about human actions. When the price goes down again, what is our action? Our action is nothing because we don't know if the price will go up or down, or if it will go down further. We hope it will go down more. So our action at this time is no longer decisive. Instead, it's a psychological doubt. We start questioning, doubting the price, doubting our own plan. When we doubt, our actions are not decisive. And when they are not decisive, we end up losing more money. Right? And then how will the price go up? Here's the next question. If buyers are making money, remember this question. If buyers are making money, then the buyers appear. And the buyers are buying at the top, buying at the top. For buyers to make money, and if the driver has money, there's another person. Suppose in this scenario, we are the driver with money. The seller says the seller has a plan as follows. I sell when the market creates a reversal pattern, right? Then the price will go up. So it's like I'm big, but if the price goes down, just like this, then I lose. In this case, the seller will lose some money. Now, I will show you how to look at it as follows. First, measure from the bottom to the top. You will choose the green candle at the lowest price position. We have the green candle at the lowest price position around 4 p.m. Then we drag the green candle of yours. So we have the final green candle located here. Next, you will adjust to the highest and lowest prices. In cases where these positions are doji candles, we will have a way to adjust to reduce the error rate as follows. But with the green candle, the green will show you how to measure as follows. The price is likely to be maximum. If you measure, it can rise to the maximum as follows. But because we have doji candles, and the wicks of both these doji candles are very long, we will choose the closing price to get an accurate result. This will indicate the range the market will move to and achieve. So when we determine how much the crowd will spend, we must ask what this plan is called. They sell from the peak, sell the shares down to the bottom, and the bottom will be around this area. If they are still determined to resist, right? Then the sellers are likely to lose a lot, whereas the buyers will earn a significant amount. And at this point, the buyers become stronger. Remember, the buyers are stronger, and these buyers appear in large numbers, buying heavily when the price breaks through the peak in this lower phase. Then, the money drivers are these people. And At the beginning, it's for 2 million. Remember this process step 1. Raising the breed, right? Raising the breed, we raise the breed, and then we have buyers and sellers participating in the game. Step 2. We will raise the fat ones and discard the sick ones. And what do we do with the sick ones? We grind them into meat to feed the fat ones. For example, the sellers are the sick ones, so we should eliminate the sellers. Eliminate the sellers to offset the losses with the seller's money, which helps the buyers grow bigger. The green process allows us to write down step 1 as bringing the breed back. To let the breed learn, we bring the breed back after we have built the facilities. We bring the breed, then we feed it properly, raising it in the pen without selling. That is the shark process. Next, thank you all. Start classifying which ones are big and which ones are small. Naturally, the main market trend for this pair of buckets is an upward trend because besides the one that faces will be the buyer, the small one will be the seller. Surely that's the case, so we will make it so that the seller buys at a loss and directs the money from the loss to compensate for the amount the buyer earns. This way, we will help the buyer become increasingly prosperous, and when the buyer starts to become more confused, it creates a situation of a flock of very fat chickens. Many of those chickens, then we start to butcher each one, cutting the meat as follows. We use small models of vineyards. We start to separate these small chickens. The first step is to butcher just one chicken using the process of creating a dagger model like this. The price drops significantly. Here, let me show you the process, which is very simple for you. When you participate in the market by buying according to the upward trend, buying at the breakout price, it increases by how much? Then it goes up a lot. You should notice that we have 2 green candles breaking out. Here, 2 green candles, 1 green candle, and 2 green candles play the role of 1 signal candle, 1 confirmation candle, and buying. According to the breakout price model, how much it goes up. We bet on this buying scenario with how much money. When the price goes down, we see how much. That's how it starts. Moving to the next color when the market has adjusted down, then hold a decrease. But there are still people who want to buy, and they continue to buy as if there is a pattern like a double bottom, right? They continue to buy in a recovery pattern or. Here you might not know, but there's a simple green strategy. It targets each color for anyone who insists on buying all. We let the price drop and continuously break the trend. After that, anyone who buys based on the double bottom pattern expecting a double top also buys the double bottom and double top. Then it drops. The strategy of the sharks is very normal, very normal. We can completely grasp it with extremely simple observations that we are already applying. For example, wanting to buy at the double bottom, then expecting a double top based on what we've done in the past actions, Then we see the process. What is step 1? What is step 2? And by step 3, it starts to eat each piece slowly. For example, if we have a flock of chickens, every day we go out and catch one, slowly catching each piece until the whole flock is gone. So where does this flock of chickens start? What is it? The shark raises it for someone, then it slips away, so that it herds the chickens out of the coop, catches one, then catches another, and keeps catching them one by one. It's not about trying to catch the bottom, and then it runs away. When we try to catch the bottom, and the price goes down for a long time, don't assume that anyone is sure to rebound. It will turn around and go down, meaning the strategy of the sharks is to catch each one slowly, until the whole flock is gone. So let's see where the fire appears. This flock of chickens, the first one appeared here. Then, it saw the next one appear here. So has it seen it yet? Let's look here. Has it seen it yet? It's about to see it, folks. And if we raise a flock of chickens like that and then sell each one by one, we will make a lot of money. What is the strategy of the shark? Somehow it will break here, and in the future, it will break below here, which is the structure of its house no matter what. And I assure you that the price will go down and break this area. Because when we have built the chicken coop and raised that chicken, when we have sold it, what is your next step after selling the chicken? You will abandon the old chicken coop to build a new one and invite other more suitable chickens into the estate. This is the way of playing that you will see. It is always demonstrated, and it always happens. If we know about these rules, we can take advantage of them to make money, and I hope to see you in the previous video to show you how the market will make money. Now we will talk about this way of making money when you have seen the flock of chickens you have seen that from here, downwards, then going up is like the flock with eyes. From below up to here, now this flock is also starting to get stuck. When it gets stuck, there will be a final process, sometimes exchanging with the total, how it goes down. So, we will wait for the market to break like this bottom, considering the flock of chickens as eyes. But where will we enter? In this case, the selling opportunity has been missed quite a bit. But does it matter because the game started from here, running down? Now it has gone 80% of the way, and entering now is a bit disappointing. However, I will show you on another market, and in another video, I will show you how to practice with it during a phase where we are only about 30 to 40% of the way, and we still have a very long distance ahead to make a profit. Then we will learn how to enter the right market timing, and at the right price, then safely exit the game, which will help you. And today's video continues from previous videos, which included one that talked about this repair. Today, I will open up and share everything with you. We have reached the process of farming, which is essentially the farming process, and after all, the ultimate goal of raising them is for slaughter, but it will be done gradually. The accelerations of the trough segment and C group, remember that. Kill the little ones, the growing ones, and like this. We will meet Tien Sanh again in the next part, in a market where you will see how the ducks are processed. Tien Sanh thanks you, and see you again. Bye-bye. Tien Sanh thanks you and see you in the next videos.